Shopping with all three of my daughters at Victoria Gardens in Rancho Cucamonga, a pseudo master planned village of consumerism. The new outdoor mall spread out over blocks of contrived shops. Stephanie, home from university, Chantel, 13, and Monet, 6. We love to dress up for Easter. Big time. Floral dresses, white satin gloves, hats trimmed in ribbon and flowers, and outlandish Easter purses, very close to an Easter drag show. Tongue-in-cheek, reveling in the pageantry. Mom, check it out. Chantel holds up a mustard yellow sunflower dress. That's one option. I secretly hope she will choose something that coordinates with our pastel palette. But she has her unique style, and I'm not one to squelch her expression. Looks like the inside of a diaper, Stephanie drolly suggests. Chantel rolls her eyes at her big sister, determined to be true to herself. Chantel will not be dissuaded. We are all glad for this rare time all together. Now that Stephanie's 3 hours away at Cal State Channel Islands, Monet is curiously exploring in the women's section, not wandering too far off, inquisitive, mischievous, fun, a bundle of energy and determination. All three of my girls know how to explore and stay safe. We have cultivated an invisible tracking system for one another, always aware of one another, invisible threads of connection with communication transmission. I need you. I don't need you. Give me space. Come get me. I think it'll always be this way, this mother-daughter connection. Stephanie ducks behind a circular sales rack and pulls up her top. There on her enormous double D breasts, au naturel, are sterling silver rings pierced through her nipples. Quite shocking to see the baby I once nursed with nipple piercings. And you say you're a virgin? I gasp. She yanks down her shirt angry. Mom, could you just say they rock? Chantel and Monet are 2 racks over. Wow, those piercings are certainly cutting edge, I whisper. Did it hurt? Wasn't bad at all. I think they're pretty. She pats the silver small hoops over her top. Pretty are our Easter ensembles. Pretty are y'all dressed up at Easter, I clarify, my voice trailing off in unexpressed disdain for what I consider to be fetish wear 101. Stephanie proclaiming she is a virgin seems very important to her father, Louis. My daughter's dad is extremely Catholic, as in go to Mass every single day since our divorce. Religion as a preoccupation instead of processing or being connected to difficult feelings. Louis is an incredibly generous weekly donator at St. Louis de Marillac Church. He was able to obtain an annulment of our 21-year marriage in only 7 months. Impressive. Crazy making. I have found Catholicism to be the ultimate gaslighting. The Catholic Los Angeles Arch Tribunal annulled our marriage based on defect of consent, as in we were too young to know what we were doing. Hold on there. We attended premarital Catholic counseling. Did that not thoroughly validate our powers of decision? Louis is the only sibling of 6 that actually got married in the Catholic Church. Ours was an enormous Italian Catholic wedding. 250 guests, St. Christopher's Church. Sit-down dinner with open bar at the illustrious Cavina Bowl. That's a bowling alley. With a large event space and a Radio Shack right next door. In the wedding photos, Louis Sr. looks like Martin Scorsese with thick black frame glasses. Louis and I were both raised cradle Catholic, baptized Catholic, First Holy Communion, confirmation, sacrament of marriage, and we completed 2 youth ministry tours of duty, teaching weekly 20 teenagers in our home for 2-year stretches. The lived truth of being Catholic. All 4 of our parents were from Brooklyn, New York, moving to Southern California as married couples. Check this out. Our mothers went to the same Brooklyn high school, 10 years apart. Louis and I were both raised in Southern California, met and married there. Yes, Catholicism loomed large in our family. When Louis and I were married, we went to church every Sunday for 21 years. Our children finding a way to spend 90 minutes through Sunday Mass at their various ages. Babies cooing, crying, napping. Toddlers climbing, exploring, wrestling. Children drawing, daydreaming, whispering. In my early 30s, I decided I was Catholic with a little c, meaning universal, recognizing the interconnectedness of all walks of faith, many paths leading home. I decided to walk a path closer to self-discovery and away from a herd mentality of patriarchal conformity. I'm a stand-up comedian professionally. The craft of what I do is exploring what polite people do not mention. Sadly, a lifetime of unresolved emotions will cause Louis's heart to explode at the all too young age of 53. Forever left on the pedestal of imagined sainthood. I bet it's lonely up there. Popular and disconnected on the pedestal. I vote clay feet presents every single time.
Hey, fantastic. Thank you, Brenna. So, working on the nuances of character, and to me that means relationship. One of the moments that I felt like was that you really captured that is the thing of when you're asking your daughter about the piercings, and she said basically she wanted you to respond, and you flipped and you went, "Did it hurt?" And to me, that was you, the character, as the mother, showing up as best we could and actually taking a strong interest. And I saw that bonding, as well as all the other things you talked about. I really appreciated the element of you having an event, which is getting ready for Easter Sunday. And that was the driver, which is fantastic from a storytelling perspective. And then we went into the deep dive about your marriage. And then, of course, the irony of him being Catholic and every day going to church or mass every day since the divorce, which is pretty damn funny. So thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Joshua. Thanks, brother. So, introducing 5 characters and understanding how they all feel about each other is not always easy. And so, what you were asking us to look at was the characters' relationship to one another. And you do that really well, even simply between Steph Chantel and Monet, really at the top, right? We get through quick bites, that looks like mustard inside a mustard bottle or a diaper. And then we have the little one sort of going away, but exploring the women's section, but not too far. But we get a really distinct of who each of these people are. And I like the description, I need you, I don't need you, the sort of homing of how the daughter. So, and this is something we worked on, just the clarity of how everyone is feeling about each other. And this came out of other scenes as well. And then you give us the moment with the daughter and the nipple rings and the mother and how she's supposed to see it. And from there, we go into, as Joshua said, the impact of Catholicism on the marriage and where it started. And what we get also is a little bit of a sense of how that's filtering into the children in a very subtle way.
Yeah.
And it starts to, without being heavy-handed, maybe starts to have us thinking of why this young woman would make this choice. And so I thought it was great. And then the next place to go with it would be the relationship of the daughters to Louis, right? is to bring us into that, which is something that we were beginning to work on in the last class, in the last round of notes. But it's all being set up, and in order to set it up, you have to slow it down and give us a moment, right? And so I just really applaud the fact that you're willing also to go into completely new material to set up that relationship. So thank you, Brenna.
Thank you.
I have to say something. Mel, your feedback is going specifically to me in a private chat. I forwarded them on to Brenna, but you might want to.
Yeah. Yes. So just make sure it says everyone when you write your notes.